What's up, everybody? This is your man Antoine Azar right here. I just want to tell everybody, just kick back, relax, get your popcorn ready, get your bottled water ready, get your Gatorade ready, your snacks, your pizza, your buffalo wings, your cheeseburger, your blunts, your Hennessy, whatever you do to relax. Just get yourself right and just enjoy the show. One love.
No, I don't worry. I tell you, I'm a man who believed that I died 20 years ago. And I live like a man who is dead already. I have no fear whatsoever of anybody or anything.
The Antoine Azar Show. Sing it.
You know I can't be stopped, no matter.
Let's go. Okay.
He be the king on his throne. He can't be touched, no. Doing what I want.
It's Antoine Azar. Fall back, just listen. Got a lot to say, so just shut up and pay attention. Woo! The best of both worlds we mix together. This ain't CNN, but it's something that's way better. I can't be touched and I can't be stopped. My stock will rise all the way to the top of the pole high. Out the door high, on the road high. You want some more high? Hey yo, they say I cuss a lot, got a dirty mouth. But fucking man, as long as the truth come out, I don't care what you think. I have to go, so go and eat a snack and just enjoy the show. Yeah, it's your man Antoine Azar, the Antoine Azar Show. You know what I'm saying? Get your popcorn ready, kick back. One love.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm working on my new song.
You're supposed to be doing your homework.
It's all done.
Demi Moore and the Scarlet Letter.
See, she indulged her forbidden passion and bore a love child in Puritan New England. Adult situations. Brief nudity.
Is this how you study for English?
I mean, hey, it's better than reading. It's like a talking pop-up book.
Oh, yeah. I'm getting my belt.
Hold on, wait a minute. No need for the belt. I'm doing better.
Not according to this. Now, you need to read a book, Marcus, not watch a movie. Make the effort.
I am making an effort.
Marcus, big news, baby.
This is not a good time, Mo.
Oh, it's gonna be a great time when I tell you this. Remember that gig we auditioned for at Papa John's in Roanoke? We got it.
What?
This is not a good time, Mo.
No, see, this is a paying gig.
This is gonna be our first road trip gig. We on our way.
You're not on your way anywhere. Now, if I don't see some improvement in your grades, things are gonna get ugly around here. And I'm talking about Grandma getting out the tub ugly.
This is not a good time.
But Pop,
I'm serious, Marcus. You got a math test coming up, and if you don't get at least a B, you're not going to any gig. You understand me?
yeah.
Now get upstairs and hit the books. And read them, don't watch them.
How'd I do?
You got an 87.
Oh, for real?
For real, a real B+.
Wow, okay. So now I can do the Roanoke gig.
See, I knew if you studied you can do it. You just needed encouragement, and I gave you that. Boy, teaching is really rewarding. I go into it for a living, except it pays Jack. Dad! You earned the grade, so I'll let you have the honor of telling him.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Dad, Mark's got an 87. Oh. Sorry, man. I went kind of kid on you there.
87, all right.
Well, I'll let you two whoop it up by yourselves. I know it's a big moment.
All right, this is really impressive, Marcus. Now, you see what you can do when you set your mind to it?
The only thing I see is that I have no interest in schoolwork.
What are you talking about? An 87 is no fluke. You focused, you concentrated, you accomplished your goal.
Nah, I accomplished your goal.
My goal for you, Marcus, to know you can learn when you want to. Son, you can be anything you want if you just try.
There you go again. Saying I don't try. I do try. I just don't try at the things that you want. Look, I don't care about quadratic equations or who was the emperor of Rome. I like music. And the hours I spend on the keyboard, that's focus. That's concentration. That's discipline.
Okay, you're right, and I respect that. But now, where's that gonna get you?
It's gonna get me to where I wanna go.
What, a musician? And what if that doesn't pan out, Marcus? You know, Denny's is full of musicians.
Well, maybe they spend too much time on homework and not enough on music.
Look, I want you to be able to do more in your life, Marcus, than wait tables and hope for some big break that may never come.
Isn't that my choice?
Not while you're in high school. Now, look, you want to write songs? That's fine. But you'll do that after you finish your homework.
You know what? That's cool. But this is your house. You set the rules, I'll follow them. You tell me to study, I'll study. But it's only wasting my time and delaying me to where I want to go.
Hey, you're right. It is my house, and those are my rules, and you will study. And just so you know, in the long run, it's going to do you good, and you'll thank me.
Don't count on it. Now, look, if there's nothing else, I finished my homework. I gotta get ready for a gig. Can I go?
Yeah, you can go.
Well, what is going on here? You do so well in English and math. How could you do so poorly in history?
It's not my fault, Aunt Viv. That class is boring.
Don't give us that, Will.
Well, no, what I meant was, they don't teach the whole story. We don't learn nothing about the black people in American history. If they taught that, then maybe I'd be more interested and work harder.
You know, that's not a bad idea.
It's not?
It's not?
It's not?
Carlton, stop eavesdropping.
Sorry, Mom.
Now look, this does not excuse your bad grade, but I think you've made a good point about the curriculum.
So we all agree here? None of this is any of my fault? This has been a very productive meeting.
Stay put. Now, you brought up a valid point here. But if you want to learn black history, what are you going to do about it? Don't just complain, baby. Take action. Write a statement about why you think more black history should be added to the curriculum and present it at next week's parent-teachers meeting. I'll go with you.
You will?
You will?
You will?
Any other new business?
Headmaster Armstrong, I have some.
Mr. Smith. Well, this should certainly be fly.
I think the students at this school are being cheated out of a valuable learning experience. I'm talking about Coach Smiley's history class.
What's your concern, Mr. Smith?
Well, we learn about George Washington and Thomas Jefferson and all them other dudes that wound up on our money. But what about Martin Luther King and Crispus Attucks and all the other black people that made a difference in this country? You know, it's sort of like when there wasn't no pictures of any brothers on the wall, you know, in Spike Lee's movie, Do the Right Thing.
Coach Smiley, would you care to respond to Mr. Smith?
In my course, we are trying to condense 200 and, some odd years of history into 9 months of lessons. Our school has a fine library, or so I've been told, where any student who wants to can study more about black history. For years, I have taught my course from this well-respected textbook, and quite frankly, I don't know a lick more than what's in this book. So forget it.
But I think it's important.
And it is. It certainly will take some time to revise the curriculum.
Well, what about having somebody come in to replace Coach Smiley for a month or so to teach some black history?
A month off? Armstrong, I think the kid's got something here.
Now, be that as it may, I'm sure it'll be some while before we can find a teacher. So, unless there's any other new business, this meeting is...
I hate to say this, Mr. Armstrong, but it sounds to me like you're stalling.
Not at all, Mrs. Banks. We just want to make sure that the person we get is properly qualified.
For example, a college professor with a PhD who's taught black history and literature at the university level?
Where are we going to find someone like that?
You're looking at her.
See you in a month. All right, Carl, now that we're studying something I know about, I'm going to be the star of this class.
Okay, next week's assignment will be a report on the Port Royal experiment and the Penn School, written by Mr. Smith.
Who, me?
This course was your idea, Mr. Smith. I think it only fitting that you be given the honor of the first assignment.
Congratulations, Will. What an honor.
Mr. Smith will write the first half of the report. The second half will be written by Mr. Banks.
Who, me?
I expect it to be at least 15 pages, typed double-spaced, with footnotes and the bibliography.
This course was a brilliant idea, Will. She's your mom.
I can't believe Mom picked us to do that special assignment.
Word. Man, Coach Smiley never would have did that.
Okay, next week's assignment will be a report on the Port Royal experiment and the Penn School, written by Mr. Smith.
Who, me?
This course was your idea, Mr. Smith. I think it only fitting that you be given the honor of the first assignment. Mr. Smith will write the first half of the report. The second half will be written by Mr. Banks.
Who, me?
Memory serves, this Black History class was your idea.
Yeah, but I didn't know Aunt Viv was going to teach it. She's driving us crazy.
Mom, I'm sorry if I wasn't as enthusiastic as the rest of the guys. You're a great teacher. It's just, well, I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but you made our lives a living nightmare.
Now, how did I do that?
Well, Aunt Viv, you read me in front of the whole class. I mean, you gave us all that extra work. You made us do all those reports.
I didn't hear any complaints from the rest of the class.
That's because you were harder on the two of us.
I'm sorry you felt I was being hard on you, but I thought that the two black students would actually want to get the most out of the course.
I guess we didn't think about it that way.
Will, there's one thing I've been wondering.
What's that?
Why did you want a course in Black history in the first place?
Because I'm interested in it.
Are you really?
Of course.
Well, you didn't seem too happy about all the work I was giving you. I mean, weren't you the one who said that if you were really interested in something, you'd study hard?
Aunt Viv, I read the autobiography of Malcolm X 3 times.
And that makes you a serious student on Black history.
That's a very important book.
Well, baby, you can read that book. You can wear the T-shirts, you can put up the posters, and you can shout the slogans. But unless you know all the history behind it, you're trivializing the entire struggle. Now, you started something very good here. But it's up to you, baby, to follow through on it.
But I like to think of myself as really being socially aware. I think there should be a class on drugs. There should be a class on sex education, a real sex education class. There should be a class on police brutality. There should be a class on apartheid. There should be a class on why people are hungry, but they're not. Their class is on gym. You know, physical education. Let's learn volleyball.
No, you get your child dressed in the morning, and you drive them to school, and you take your child and put them in the hands of an open enemy to miseducate your children. And you wonder why, after 4 or 5 years of that, matter of fact, 18 years of that indoctrination, they're gone. You can't get them back. The necessary re-education of blacks and the possible solution to the racial crisis can begin, strangely enough, only when blacks fully recognize that this central fact that in their lives, the white man is their bitter enemy. That's right. And until we brave enough to stand up and say it and teach it, our young people are just off base.
The greatest success of slavery is teaching the slave to participate in his own extermination. We the #1 weapon of white supremacy. The mind of the Negro. And you got to make sure you come out of college without being a Negro, because the whole purpose of college, HBCU or white one, is to turn you into a Negro.
The white man's curriculum is what is teaching our babies. And so what motherfucker who got the knowledge, knowing that the white man is our enemy, will allow his babies to be taught by that curriculum but a goddamn nigga? Man, get the fuck out of here, man.
We're going to move on to high level. We're going to keep out there setting up some new examples, some new revolutionary programs, basically relate to, because basically people are progressive and basically people are revolutionary. Because that's the type of organization Black Panther Party is. We don't produce the room, we produce leaders. He's becoming a leader.
Yeah, what's up, y'all? Y'all already know who it is. It's your man, Antmo, right here. You know, shout out to everybody watching my videos, all of my old subscribers, all of my new subscribers. You know what I'm saying? Only the real people tune into this channel. Only the real people who understand me and who understand what's real is checking me out right now. So shout out to y'all. Much love to y'all, everybody. Now, what I want to talk about today is, I want to get real deep today. I want to talk about the white man's curriculum. What made me want to do this topic is, it's been a couple years since I graduated from high school. I actually went to 3 different schools, St. Francis, Forest Park, and then the school I graduated from was a school called Frederick Douglass. Now everybody in Baltimore know about Frederick Douglass. Before I went to Douglass, they did like this little documentary about Douglass, and it went to HBO, and so a lot of people know about Douglass. And I never really thought about this until like recently, like today, in the last couple days I was thinking about it, and it's like, I went to a school called Frederick Douglass, but the whole time I went to Douglass, I never learned a damn thing about Frederick Douglass, a thing about my ancestors, nothing about Black history, Africans. I never learned anything. And that's when it hit me, like, it's a lot of schools around the city and around the country. They name these schools after Marcus Garvey and Frederick Douglass and W.E.B. Du Bois. They got all of these schools named after Black leaders, but when you go up in these schools, we are being taught by the white man's curriculum. The same white man who kidnapped us from Africa and brought us here to be slaves, the same white man that has been our oppressor for the last 500 years, this is the same person who gives us an education. So that's what I'm saying, man. Like, people don't think about stuff like that, man, but I do. Like, how the hell you gonna name a school after a Black leader but don't teach nothing about it? Like I was saying, the school that I went to, Douglass, is right across the street from this big mall. So this whole area is a Black area, and just like the mall, you know, you got the super mall, you got the shopping mall, you got all of these stores in there, Forever 21, Downtown Locker Room, Foot Locker, shoe stores, and all of these stores. See all Black people working in there, all Black people shopping in there. So that goes to the thing, back to the school thing. They make it seem like it's a Black thing. You know, we gonna name the school after Frederick Douglass, put it in the Black community. But are you teaching Frederick Douglass? Are you teaching Black history? Are you teaching something that's gonna prepare me for the future? All the stuff that I learned, all of this good knowledge, this African knowledge, Black history knowledge, knowledge about slavery and where I come from, this is real good knowledge, but I never learned none of it in school. I learned a little Black history in elementary, but that was it. I never learned anything else in middle school. I damn sure didn't learn anything in high school. I believe we need a Black curriculum, you know what I'm saying? Because that'll get kids more interested in school. It'll get not only kids, but it'll get everybody interested, you know what I'm saying? Like, whether you a kid, a teenager, an adult, senior citizen, everybody should be down with this knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Because we the only race of people who don't even know our own history, who don't study our own history. We study anything the white man gives us or anything the white man tells us to study. And it's just the truth, you know. And it just reminded me of, like, you know, when I was back in school and, you know, all of, to me it was just a waste of time. And let me explain why. Well, the topic of the video is why kids, specifically Black kids, get bored with school, and we gonna dive into that. Now, The main reason why we get bored in school is because we just not learning. Like we're not learning like stuff that's interesting to us. When you really think about it, like, see, the crazy thing is, like, the stuff that we learn in elementary school is the most important stuff. Because, like, elementary school was my best years. I was on an honor roll. I was getting good grades. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't nothing distracting me. Think about it. In elementary school, all the stuff that I learned in elementary school, I'm using it right now, today. I learned how to read. I learned how to write. You know what I'm saying? I learned how to do math. I even learned, one of the most important things they taught me in elementary school was what? Be a leader, not a follower. So I learned that. And I also learned a little bit of black history in elementary school. Like I say, what did we really learn in middle school and in high school that is valuable to us today? Think about that. It's not really nothing. It really woke me up like, damn, all the stuff that I learned in school wasn't really valuable. If you really think about this, right, I want y'all to really think about this shit. It's kind of like jail in a strange way. It's like, because think about it, when you in jail, you sitting there all day, ain't doing shit, ain't learning shit, getting told what to do, getting told what to eat. That's how school is, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's like they getting you ready for jail, or they just getting you ready for nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like the average person starts kindergarten or pre-K at like, I know I started when I was 4. I was like 4 going on 5. And like 4 or 5 years old is when you start school. So think about it. From 5 years old to 17, 18. From 4 or 5 to 17 or 18. That's 13 years. 13 years in middle school, high school. You ain't learned shit that's relevant to the world today. So, okay, I would say the 5 years from pre-K through kindergarten and elementary was okay. A lot of that shit we need, mathematics, and I already touched on that. But like I was saying, it's just like 13 years of your life. You spend all of that time, and the point that I'm trying to make is, like, all of the knowledge that you really need can be taught to you within a few years. Maybe even 1 year, for real, or less than that. Like, you feel me? You could show somebody a bunch of YouTube videos and he'll have all the knowledge he need to get through life. So, like, I mean, y'all gotta really think about sending y'all kids to these schools, man. It's like you just wasting their time and wasting their lives. And like, now that I'm older, I realize that I wasted a lot of time. Like, even though I did need my diploma to get jobs and shit, but other than that, like I was saying before, I didn't really learn shit in middle school and high school that's relevant to my life. So that's all I wanted to touch on, man. To the parents out there, just think about homeschooling your kids. You can, teach them everything you gotta know. Do it your own way. Finance it or whatever. And, I believe your kids will be better off. That's what I'm gonna do when I have kids. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, y'all, like I was saying, elementary school is the only one that's really valuable, because at the end of the day, middle school and high school never taught me anything valuable to my life right now. And when you really think about it, technology has advanced so much. Like, I could go on YouTube and watch a bunch of YouTube videos and I could learn everything I learned in those 18 years I spent in school. I'm sorry, not 18, but okay, when did I start pre-K? I started pre-K and kindergarten around like 4 years old, 5 years old. Graduated when I was 17, 18. So what's that? That's about 12, 13 years you spend in the school system. So all of those 12, 13 years that I spent in the school system, I could go on YouTube and learn all of the things I need to know about life in one day. You understand what I'm saying? So y'all gotta really think about putting y'all kids in homeschool, or you could teach them yourself. You feel me? If you a boss, you know what I mean? I wouldn't even, when I have my kids, man, I'm gonna teach my kids everything they know. They gonna be fucking geniuses by the age of 10. You feel me? They gonna be business owners by the age of 14, 15. You feel me? Because like I say, yo, you gotta take advantage of this technology that's out here. You understand what I'm saying? And I just wanted to say, man, shout out to my elementary school, because those was just the greatest times of my life, man. Like I say, I will always be thankful for the 90s, because I was a child during the 90s. You feel me? So I spent some of my elementary school during the 90s. So, you know, they were some great times, man. You feel me? And, you know, elementary school is just fun. Like, middle school was also fun, but high school is when all of the pressure get to you, and, you know, a lot of people end up going down the wrong road in high school when you really think about it, because that's when shit starts to get real. You understand? Peer pressure, drugs, sex, you know. And like I say, man, it's just, that's when you really choose your path, and that's where you really get to show what you really made of in high school, when all of those temptations and pressures start to mount up upon you. You understand what I'm saying? But like I was saying, man, just use the internet, use the technology to your advantage, man. There's a lot of ways you can, you know, come up in the world without, you know, doing it the traditional way society tells you have to do it. You understand what I'm saying? And the funny thing about the public school system is they want us to go to school for what? You got first grade through 12th grade. You got pre-K and kindergarten. So that's 14 years right there. Then you got college. That's another 4 years. So that's 18 years of school. Then some people got to go to grad school. That's another 4 years. So that's 22 years of school for some people. But the normal person is 14 years of school. You start when you like 4 or 5. You graduate when you 17, 18. All of those years to learn a bunch of nonsense. I mean, for real, we could learn real life education in 2 or 3 or 4 years, and you can get everything you need to learn about real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, what's the point of going to public school for 14 years from the age of 5 to 18 if all you learning is nonsense? Cause like, think about this, right? They don't teach us how to meet women in school. You know, they should have like a all boys class with a strong masculine male teacher to teach dudes how to talk to women, you know, because that's a major part of our lives. They should teach us social skills, because that's a major part of our lives, how to socialize and, you know, talk to people the right way. They should have a real sex class, like the little clip I showed y'all with Tupac on it at the beginning. They should have a real sex education class. When I was in elementary school, I remember having, I can't call it a sex class because in elementary school, everybody stay in the same class all day, but we did have something like a sex education. I don't remember too much about it, but I do remember they tried to present some kind of sex education thing, but I mean, it was a minute ago. It was elementary, so. But yeah, like, they need to have a real sex class. They need to have a class to teach us, you know, real history and real black history. They need a class to teach us how to, you know, deal with racism, you know, how to deal with the police and keep our cool whenever the police come around. They need to have a class to teach us how to manage money and, you know, how to deal with money. You know, they need to have a class to teach us, you know, like music, like a real music class. You know, they used to have those classes back in the day, man. Like, that's why, like, all of the producers from back in the day, like, these dudes was playing real instruments and shit, like Devontae Swing, Quincy Jones, and Teddy Riley. Like, these was the type of dudes that actually played real instruments. But they don't really have that in school no more, you know what I mean? Like, another thing, like, you know, they should have classes to teach us, like, you know, when you go to gym class, it's like they don't really teach you any, like, if they gonna have a physical education, they should teach us how to play all of the sports, and they should teach us how to, you know, master all of the sports. They need to have a class to teach us how to, you know, fix cars and shit. Like, I know this is like extreme shit, like you gotta pay for some shit like that, but I mean, why pay for it? I mean, if you gonna give out a free education, what's the point of giving a free education when you ain't even teaching nothing in the first place? You just having kids come and waste their time, you know what I mean? And like I say, I got a whole lot of other ideas and shit, and I want y'all to write some of y'all ideas in the comment section as well, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, like, I just think that, to sum up this video, the moral of this video is the public school system, it's a positive way to keep kids off of the streets and out of trouble, but at the same time, if you ain't going to feed them right, you ain't going to teach them right, then what's the point anyway? I mean, like I say, I appreciate, you know, school, because I got a lot of positive things from, you know, growing up in public school system. But, you know, I had some fun some years. But at the end of the day, it's basically like kind of like a prison, and it's, you know what I mean? Because, like, I heard somebody say this before, like, public school is getting us ready for prison. They make us wear the khakis and the uniforms, and it's like institutionalized, and you know what I'm saying? So it's like, to a certain degree, I understand what that person was saying, but like, I think that public school is great. It just needs to be improved. You know what I mean? That's all. It just needs adjustments and improvements. But yeah, man, it's your man Antoine Azar right here. Everybody make sure y'all send a little donation to the PayPal account. Support my first album, Class Act, my movie. Links are in the description box. And, you know, just stay tuned and subscribe to the channel. I got new music coming. I got new videos coming. And everything, just keep everything positive, man. One love, holla at me.